Hey guys, Charles Vamadeva, MaxVALoan.com. Once again, talking about credit restoration and optimization with none other than Tiffany Cross from Dedicated Credit Repair. Thanks for joining us again. And what are we talking about?
This is segment. By the way,
thank you. You're welcome. Number 5, segment 5 of what makes up the FICO score. We talked about payment history, 35%, utilization, 30%, history or length of history.
That's right.
10% or 15%. And the new inquiries, aka new credit, 10%. And last but not least, diversification. What the heck is that? Tell us.
So obviously diversification just means not all the same, right? So we don't want to just see 3 automobiles, which are all installment loans. You want to see diversification of credit. So realistically, a couple, a mortgage, a couple vehicle loans, which would be installment debt, but then also carrying your 3 to 5 credit cards.
3 to 5 credit cards.
The 3 to 5 revolving lines of credit is what we call that. And then making sure that they're not all the same type of revolving line of credit. So for example, do you have substantial bank cards? Or are they all just, retail?
Department store cards, like Macy's and Kohl's and what have you.
Exactly.
So it's good to have a mix of 2 or 3 bank cards, Bank of America, Chase, whatever.
Exactly.
And department store cards. I've seen some people that have nothing but student loans on their credit report. And there's no late payments, but the scores are not good.
Or they have no score.
No score, right.
It is possible not to have a FICO score.
Even with all those student loans on there.
Exactly.
And you would attribute that to the fact that they're lacking credit card debt or credit card pay history or 100%. Auto loan.
We see that all the time. We consider that inadequate credit profiles, so we have to help build that credit.
Right.
And then when people say, what should I get? That's where we say, okay, well, sometimes you got to start with a baby step, right? Which is sometimes secured credit cards, which is a baby step way in if we can't add you as an authorized user to a friend or family member. There are, some cards out there that you can just prepay. Those are called secured cards. But obviously the goal is to have a well-diversified credit profile. So
someone starting out that maybe a younger person doesn't have any credit, what is the sequence that you would recommend where they go from having nothing to, they can't just go out there, no credit hardly, and go get a $40,000 auto loan, right? They're probably not going to get approved. What's that progression?
We have a lot of financial planners that ask us that question for their clients and their kids. Should I add them as a car? A car helps, but right away, at the same minute that they're trying to build that credit for the car, definitely the credit cards need to start happening right away. So again, this is something to be very careful with, and you got to, kind of check and decide, how mature is my 17-year-old son, right? Should I be getting 5 credit cards? Probably not, but 1 at a time for sure. And add them as an authorized user. That's the first thing to do. As soon as they start renting their own apartment, have them report their rent. Okay, that's going to definitely help too. And then keep in mind that as you've established the history and you have as you're starting to diversify, you can always ask your credit card companies for credit limit increases to help with the utilization ratio dropping. So there's just a lot of different things that we work on, but diversification of credit is just exactly that. Just, going into it eyes wide open, making sure that you can obtain things that are going to be of different types and that you're going to hopefully keep long term.
So you want to have a good mix of credit
That's right.
types. Is there such a thing as, I'm just curious, hierarchy of types of credit cards? Does American Express have a better impact on your score than... It doesn't, because I've heard that before.
And American Express can actually be counterproductive sometimes. Depending on the one you have, where it requires a payment in full. Sure. Right? So sometimes those types of American Express cards can actually defeat the purpose of showing a utilization ratio every month. A paid for balance isn't always going to help someone struggling to build their FICO score. Yeah. So it might be great for other perks and things like that. A great resource for all things when you're starting to build credit is creditcards.org. When you're looking at, okay, I want to diversify, I want to follow all 5 pieces of this FICO score, magic, but I want to see what I'm getting before I run my credit. Go to creditcards.org. They'll show you a million different options, APRs versus perks and all the things. So great resource.
What are the benefits? I have to ask. Someone that said a 720 FICO score, which is pretty darn good. What are the benefits of getting up to 800? Does it really make a difference in your life? Your credit life, your financial life?
It really doesn't. It used to be a time where we all want 850. That's perfect when it comes to the mortgage FICO. Usually, though, when you see someone in the high, 820, 830, they have a lot of debt. Doesn't and they're on time with it, which is excellent, right? It means they're making, but they usually traditionally have a lot of debt, and also a well-seasoned, huge history, huge amount of history. When you start seeing new car purchases and a lot of payoff of installment loans, it's not uncommon to jump from an 820 all the way down to a low 700 by just doing some of the things we talked about earlier, which is making a lot of changes at the same time.
Refinancing something, closing something, opening something.
Buying a couple things at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for this information. Great stuff. Guys, if you're watching this, you need to give Tiffany and her company a try. You guys do some phenomenal work. How do they get a hold of you? How do they work with you? If they want to repair credit, get some things off the credit report, can you share with us how they make contact with you?
Absolutely. So our website is dcrusa.com. Our phone number will be most likely posted below here, I'm assuming. But you want to call and get a free consultation. Credit repair isn't for everyone. There's a lot of people that are still in the middle of having a financial hardship and they're not quite ready for the plastic surgery that should be a permanent resolution, but we'll help you with a roadmap, even if that's you. So give us a call. We'll give you that free 30, 40-minute roadmap to recovery. And then at that point in time, if it's a good fit, then we put them in the program. And on average, our clients are 4 to 6 months and out they go.
Phenomenal work. Thank you so much for all of the intel. Guys, if you're watching this, we just got done talking about the 5 segments of your FICO score, what makes up your FICO score. Just to reiterate, payment history, 35%, utilization, 30%, length of history, 15%, new inquiries or new credit, 10%, and diversification of credit, type of credit, 10%. Hope you got something out of it. Give me a call if you're looking for help with your VA loan. And give Tiffany and her company a call to get your credit going.
Perfect.
Thank you
for having me.
Take care.